pretty dark and pretty sad, and pretty heavy, you know. And I think that's why, like I said, I'm confident this record would have been made on any label anywhere, because that's kind of who we are as people. You know, we pay attention to the news. We are involved in politics. We're involved in the things that matter to us, and it's difficult. You know, I mean, it's a hard time right now, and it's painful to watch a lot of the things going on in this country on a daily basis without, you know, starting to feel, I don't know, a little bit negative about stuff, I guess. And I don't necessarily think this record's a negative record. I don't mean to say that. I just mean to say that, you know, there's definitely a dark current through it, because I think there's a dark current going through our culture right now.
So is that to say that some of the songs on here where it sounds kind of like a personal song, I mean, should that be taken like symbolically for wider things, or is it just more the tone of life like you're talking about?
You know, I think that's what's kind of great about Ben's lyrics. I really think that, you know, there are you know, some levels of interpretation of the song that are pretty straightforward. You know, just a song about a relationship or a boy and a girl or something like that going wrong. But I think that, you know, kind of like any love song in the world, it sometimes, if it's really, and I really feel like Ben's songs in this one, he looks through this way, and I know because I talked to him about some of the stuff, that no song is really just about a boy and a girl. You know, they also can be about a lot of other things. You know, your relationship to, you know, lots of things in the world. So I like the sort of layers of meanings that his lyrics and the songs can kind of take on, especially when you start applying them to a lot of the events that happen in our world around us.
Kind of on that note, I think I read Ben quoted some effect of like, you know, what's wrong with love songs anyway, that a lot of, I think especially in, you know, kind of rock music, there's either a little bit of you know, an attitude to it, or like some sort of irony to love or something like that. And I mean, is it, I don't know, maybe at first, or is it in any way awkward to just totally put it all out there and be like, I'm not, you know, I'm totally serious about this, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's always awkward, you know? I mean, because like, love and relationships and all that sort of sticky stuff is so intensely personal for everyone, and it's so different on the small detail level, you know, for everyone. I mean, people have all kinds of different feelings about what you should and shouldn't do in love. You know, otherwise you wouldn't see a new self-help book every other day on your bookshelf. You know, it's a weird thing, but I mean, I really think that you know, I've always really liked how, for me, Ben's lyrics and the love songs aspects of them always work extraordinarily well, because they don't try and make some blatant statement about how you should always love or how you should. I mean, they acknowledge the messy factor, they acknowledge the darkness, they acknowledge all of the other things around love that's not just a Hallmark card, you know.
Okay, so it's not like an idealization. It's like it's what really happened, basically.
Well, sometimes, you know. I mean, I can't speak, you know, as far as what, you know, are you asking if the songs that Ben sings about are actually literally happening to him? I don't really know, you know. I mean, I can make my assumptions and my guesses after being his friend for over a decade, but I don't, you know, that's not for me to say. That's a question only that Ben can answer.
Gotcha. And then, like, kind of the same thing for the band as a whole, like, where, you know, a lot of rock bands, you know, they put together like an image of themselves, or they sort of like, you know, try to create some sort of, you know, something around themselves. And I guess like the going theme in the press for you guys anyway, it seems to be that you're just sort of these, you know, four nice guys that might as well live down the block, but you just happen to, you know, make these great pop songs. Like, is that something you guys have, you know, kind of sought out, or is that just the way people end up seeing you, or what about that?
It's so funny, you know, a long time ago, you know, we were really concerned about the fact that, you know, we had like a friend who was a writer who said to us, you know, it's going to be really hard for you guys, you know, I have to admit, because you guys don't have a story, you know, like, what's your angle, you know, I don't know what, and I was like, and so there was this moment where we were like, oh crap, you know, I guess maybe we need to invent one or are with people than Mike's not with people. You know, it's like, I mean, try as you might, you know, you can't really shake who you really are. I think any other attempt would be really disingenuous, you know. So, I mean, I can think of worse things for the press to sort of say about you than your four nice guys that live down the block.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know. I mean, certainly, you know, it's funny because I think with rock and roll music, there's a certain level of, like, glamour and sexiness that people want, and there doesn't seem to be really anything super sexy about four nice, you know, dedicated, hard-working boys that live down the street that make pop music, you know. But, you know, I think that's good, too. I mean, I really think it's important for people to see that, like, you know, that a lot of, you know, I mean, that a lot of rock and roll is a put-on, you know.
Okay. For, people who may know you from, you know, TV or from, you know, soundtrack to a movie or something like that, and I understand there's a lot more, you know, behind the band from that. So for someone who knows you as, like, you know, oh, you were that band on The OC, what would you want people to know about your band?
That we were a band for about 5.5 years before we ever registered with the OC. I don't know. You know, I mean, I think that it's funny because the way that it always works in pop culture is, like, you're kind of, you don't exist until you make everyone's radar, and then as soon as you make their radar on something, then that's the moment that your birth that happens, you know? And so, like, you know, people just think, oh, well, they just kind of sort of came, some people just think that, oh, they just sort of came out of nowhere. They were, you know, they were not a band, and then they did this television show, and then they were a band, you know? And it's like, well, no. I mean, as far as you're concerned, because you're just starting to pay attention, but for that, this is the kids and the people that have been coming out to our shows since 1997, you know, 98.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those, I don't know. I mean, I'm really proud of what we've done as a band and how we've spent years touring in a small van, just the four of us living on top of each other. And certainly most bands that I know that are big in the world right now have never done that. I can't imagine Coldplay driving around the States in a van, you know what I mean?
It'd be an interesting conversation if you mentioned it, but yeah.
Well, you know, but I mean, you know, there's just a lot of, I mean, some bands are able to sort of skip that chunk of their career, and I'm really happy that we didn't. And I think it's made us a better band and certainly has made us a stronger band because of it. I mean, we got through a lot of crazy stuff in the early days, sleeping on people's floors. And, you know, the thing that I'm really happy about is despite all of that and despite of everything that's happened recently, you know, we're still the same guys. And we still are, you know, four nice guys who live down the block. I don't think it's really embittered us or made us hardened in some way that, you know, that sometimes that life can have.
All right, and I think I'm coming up on my time with you, so I will let you go. But anything else that you want to tell us about your album, about your show here? Or
no, I'm super excited.